All right, ladies and gentlemen, the state has rested its case. This does require us to take up a matter, once again, outside of your presence. I promise it shouldn't take long, and then we will be continuing here shortly, but I'm going to have to...
Yep. So the state rested their case today because there comes a point in time where you're just doing too much of this. Lord knows I know. All right, so let's go ahead and break down how this man Ksoo self-snitched and this officer brought it around town. Let's go.
Okay. Any objection from Mr. Whitaker and from Mr. Robinson? Okay, 8F will be marked into evidence as State's Exhibit 188.
Judge, may I publish?
Yes.
I want to play a couple clips from video surveillance. Tell us what we're looking at in this particular clip. It'll be on your screen.
All right. That's the victim about to back into that parking spot right there.
And then this next clip.
It appears the victim's going inside the express employment. You can see the gray Nissan Altima driving that way, coming inside the park. It's going to go out frame for a few seconds and come back in. And there it goes. It's going to park kind of behind the victim's vehicle, like I said, a little bit to the left.
Is there an individual at the top of the screen that's walking?
Yes.
And who is that?
Appears to be Mr. Kruger.
Is that where his vehicle was parked?
Yes, the red truck there. And it appears the victim is exiting the business. At the same time, someone exits the passenger side of the Nissan and is starting to chase him down. As the Nissan and the trucker start to go forward at the same time. And it appears the person gets back into the Nissan. And they both take off in the parking lot.
After you finished your initial investigation and kind of walked through the Merrill Road shopping plaza, where did you go next?
After that, we went to the crash location of the Nissan Altima.
When you got there, were other officers still on scene?
Yes.
And was the search for the occupants of that Nissan Altima still in progress?
Yes.
Did that include the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office aerial unit, a helicopter also being routed to that area?
Yes.
Was there any type of alert sent out to the citizens in the surrounding area?
Yes, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office sent out a kind of emergency text with a brief description of the suspect.
Now, in addition to officers looking for the occupants of that Nissan Altima, were other detectives investigating an active burglary to a home just down the street,
Yes.
specifically at 1033 Townsend Boulevard?
Yes,
And that was down from where that Nissan Altima had crashed?
that's correct.
Who was the reported victim of the burglary to Townsend Boulevard home?
Barbara Buckley,
And who was the lead detective assigned to that investigation?
Detective Richardson.
Now, based on the location of her home and the time frame of when that crime took place, did you believe it was possibly connected to your murder investigation?
Yes.
And with that in mind, did you and Detective Richardson stay in touch and kind of work the case together?
Yes.
Were you able to determine who owned the Nissan Altima?
Yes.
And who was that?
It was registered to an Ever Gooch Merritt. She's since passed away. I talked to her son-in-law.
Were you able to rule her and her family out as suspects in this case?
Yes.
How so?
The vehicle had been stolen in November of 2019.
And that was reported?
Yes.
Because that Nissan Altima was on Townsend Boulevard, did you request additional crime scene detectives to arrive to assist with documenting that and collecting any potential evidence once it could be removed from the scene?
Yes, the vehicle was sealed and towed to our evidence warehouse, where I later obtained a search warrant for it.
Now, did you, as well as crime scene detectives, participate in the search of that vehicle after you had the warrant?
Yes.
Was anything of evidentiary value found inside the Nissan Altima?
Yes, there are 2 firearms left inside the vehicle, 2 white shirts, and then several swabs were taken by crime scene.
Right, so did you request DNA swabs from the Nissan Altima,
Yes.
including the interior?
Yes.
Did you request that Nissan Altima, the car itself, be processed for any potential prints?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry.
Were there any prints of value found on the exterior of the Nissan Altima?
No.
Were any prints of value found on the interior of the vehicle itself?
No.
Did you request any additional testing be done for any of the items you just mentioned that were collected inside the Nissan Altima?
Yes, the firearms were sent off for latent prints as well as DNA swabs. The shirts eventually went to FDLE for DNA testing, and then I sent several swabs for DNA testing as well.
Did you also submit the firearms, the Glock and the rifle that were recovered to FDLE so that they could be tested for operability and compared to any shell casings from the murder scene?
Yes.
And we'll come back to that in a minute, but did you also seek to find any potential video surveillance in the neighborhood of Townsend itself based on where that car was located and what happened to Ms. Buckley?
I did.
Were you able to find any video surveillance?
Yes, I was.
And did that include video surveillance from 1430 Townsend Boulevard?
Yes, it did.
And that's already in evidence, but what did that video surveillance reveal to you?
It depicted a orange Dodge Challenger driving down Townsend Road towards the location of the home of the 1033 Townsend Road. Sorry.
And why was that video significant to you?
Given Ms. Barbara Buckley's description of the vehicle the suspects left her house in, it matched.
And how many suspects were reported to be involved in her case?
2.
Did you find video surveillance from 1214 Timber Lane as well?
Detective Gibson did and requested our TSU unit respond over there, and the video was collected.
And that video is also already in evidence, but did you have a chance to review it?
Yes.
And what does that video depict?
It shows 2 individuals in dark colored clothing hopping fences in backyards.
And that would have been after the Nissan Altima crashed?
Yes.
And what about video surveillance from 1204 Belmead?
Yes.
And what did that video depict?
It depicts a male wearing a gray and black hoodie, running, and then I can't remember the exact amount of time passed, but you can also see Officer Collins running that way as well.
Now, at the time that individual in the gray and black hoodie was captured on Belmead video, was that the same time that the other 2 individuals were captured in the opposite direction on Timber Lane?
Yes.
Now, with regard to Ms. Buckley's investigation, were any items of evidence collected so that they could be submitted to FDLE for potential testing?
Yes. Swabs of her neck and wrists were collected, and her clothing as well.
And was that submitted to FDLE for potential DNA testing?
Yes.
While waiting on those results, was Ms. Buckley that same day able to provide any information, description that assisted in identifying any potential suspects that day?
She was.
Right. And briefly, what was she able to provide that assisted in that?
She described a tattoo on one of the suspect's arm. It said 1993. I believe Detective Richardson conferred with our crime analyst unit and located a male matching that description. A photo spread was made from there.
So based on the location and the specific tattoo?
Yes.
The general characteristics? Was that photo spread presented to Ms. Buckley?
It was.
And were you made aware of the results of that photo spread?
Yes, she picked out Dominic Barner as a suspect who entered her home that day.
And based on that, was an arrest warrant for Dominic Barner obtained that same day?
It was.
And was Dominic Barner arrested on that arrest warrant on January 15, 2020 in the evening?
It was, along with Janera Smith.
When Dominic Barner was taken into custody on January 15, 2020, did you observe any tattoos on his body matching the description that Ms. Buckley provided?
I did.
And were those tattoos documented?
Yes, a crime scene detective responded and photographed him.
You want me afterwards, Ken?
Yes.
So what he's doing is saying, as the head of all of this stuff, this is how I got the conclusion, how I got to where I got to, and how this makes sense. There's going to be some self-snitching going on, and y'all going to be like, bruh, come on, man. Now, once again, all they're doing is they're doing a strategy of, this is our last witness. He's going to tell you exactly the DNA and the cell tower and video footage is what's done it all in. Let's go.
Yes. Those are photographs of Dominic Barner. A tattoo on his right arm says Butta, which is his nickname, and a tattoo on his left arm says 1993. Yes.
Okay, any objection from Defendant Whitaker? And from Defendant Robinson? Okay, then, thank you. State 7Z will be marked into evidence as number 182. 8A will be marked into evidence as 183. And 8B will be marked into evidence as 184.
May I publish, Judge?
Yes.
Detective, or sorry, showing you states 182. Who's depicted in that photograph?
Dominic Barner.
States 183. Is that his right forearm?
Yes.
And then states 184.
Yes, that's his left arm, which is 1993.
After Dominic Barner was arrested for the crime against Ms. Buckley on January 15, 2020, did you continue your murder investigation?
Yes.
Was the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office latent print unit able to examine the firearms you submitted for potential prints from that Nissan quickly?
Yes.
And in fact, on January 16th of 2020, were you made aware of some of those results?
Yes.
Now, Based on the results, did you have an investigatory lead that led to another potential suspect associated with the investigation?
Yes.
All right, and what was that?
There was a print found on the Glock handgun that came back to a Hakeem Robinson.
Were there any prints of value found on the rifle?
No.
Now, do you see Hakeem Robinson in the courtroom here today?
I do.
Can you please tell us where he's seated and what he is wearing?
He's on the second row in the middle, wearing a beige suit, glasses.
Your Honor, if the record reflect he's identified Hakeem Robinson.
All right, the record shall so reflect.
Were you able to get DNA results back on January 16, 2020 as well?
No.
So unlike TV, does it take some time for FDLE to process DNA submissions and to get those results back to you during an investigation?
It does.
Now, on January 16, 2020, based on the evidence from the Nissan Altima and the information misprovided, were Dominic Barner and Hakeem Robinson both considered suspects, potential suspects at that time?
Yes, at that time.
Now, excuse me. In March of 2020, did you learn from FDLE that some of the DNA testing that had been requested in Ms. Buckley's investigation, swabs from her neck and wrist and the clothing, that testing had been completed?
Yes,
Was Dominic Barner's DNA found on any of those items?
it was.
And was there any other DNA identified that provided you with another lead to a potential suspect?
Yes, there's DNA that linked back to Leroy Whitaker.
And where was that recovered from, do you recall?
Her pants.
Based on Leroy Whitaker's DNA found on Ms. Buckley's pants, was an arrest warrant obtained for Leroy Whitaker in relation to Ms. Buckley's crime?
Yes.
And when was Leroy Whitaker arrested on that arrest warrant?
It was April 6th of 2020,
Where was Leroy Whitaker located when he was detained on that?
East Point, Georgia.
And so did the East Point Police Department detain him and serve that warrant for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
Was anyone else with Leroy Whitaker when that arrest warrant was served on him?
Yes.
All right, who was with him?
Hakeem Robinson, Abdul Robinson Sr., Abdul Robinson Jr., Malquise Worthen, and Torgon Williams.
And if you think it gets more concrete and they go ahead and they laying it down, yes, they do. It just gets to the point where now we're wondering what the hell the defense is going to put up, because the defense, all they can do essentially is just destroy the reputation and credibility of certain witnesses. But when it comes to the facts, they've not done any of that. Let's go. Beam me up.
Some of the content on that Instagram account very early on in your investigation.
Yes.
Very early on, day of and the days leading after McCormick's murder, did you see anything that you believe to be relevant to your investigation posted to that account?
Yes.
And what did that include?
It included, there's a small child singing a song. That was about the day of the murder. And then on, I think it was the 19th of January, the victim was posted. And the caption, or the text that was over it, said bye-bye. And then I think a day later, there was a video of someone in a salon getting their, looks like a pedicure, with the caption, kill a nigga, not toast.
Was there also an Instagram live video that you observed?
Yes.
And you're on the approach again.
Kevin Gates' names get brought up for whatever reason. And if y'all know that run that Kevin Gates was on, bro, that is the equivalent of whatever your favorite rapper is right now. It was pretty ridiculous in a good way. That's why bro ain't going nowhere. But let's continue on.
It is the video of Mr. McCormick. Yes. 8M appears to be the nail salon video with the text saying, kill a nigga and get my toes done. 8N appears to be the live video from the Ksoo 23X account.
And you were able to get recordings of those when you observed them?
Yes.
All right, any objections for Mr. Whitaker? Any objections for Mr. Robinson? All right, then we'll begin with 8L. That will be moved into evidence as number 194. Okay, thank you.
So what's about to happen is he's going to lay out essentially how non-thorough this whole entire thing was. And when you hear it, you're going to be like, eh. But when you see it in real time, you're going to be like, you know what? Maybe.
And Mr. Barner had claimed that he had personally reached out at some time before he committed this homicide, specifically to Charles McCormick, that he had reached out to him through his fake Instagram. And he even gave us the name, Kevin Gates. I guess Kevin Gates is some kind of, I don't know, rapper or comedian, but that was his fake Instagram. That's what Mr. Barner explained to us. Number one, did he ever explain that to you?
No.
Did you? obviously ever look for that.
No.
When you spoke to Mr. Barner to get his full explanation, and I've asked you about Mr. Whitaker, but after you spoke to Mr. Barner, it wasn't just Mr. Whitaker you did an arrest warrant for, correct?
That's correct.
You also did an arrest warrant for Abdul Robinson Sr., correct?
Yes.
At the same time, you're also doing an arrest warrant for Abdul Robinson Jr., correct?
Yes.
You're also doing an arrest warrant for Hakeem Robinson, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But what does the wait really had to do? Well, it kind of sucks a little bit because it's like the other officer who was chasing after him was like, hey, 5'7", 5'10", black man running. Okay, so like 6'3", down there 6'4", walking around looking like Sadie Nash, you feel me? I'm sorry, my bad. No. I'm 5'3", 400 pounds. Not me. It couldn't have been me. I'd have been balling there, haul around with it, ran out of breath. But, bruh, this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, hell to the no, hell to the no.
Video?
No, he was not in the video.
You never ended up doing any kind of a search warrant at Mr. Whitaker's home?
No.
Never spoke to his father?
No.
And the reality is, sir, after the arrest of Leroy Whitaker for murder in this case, after you laid out your probable cause, and you told us your investigation continued, right?
Yes.
But you never developed any further evidence that Leroy Whitaker had anything to do with the death of Charles McCormick, did you?
No.
I don't have anything further, Your Honor.
So court ended, and essentially that's a wrap. It's over. He's going to be found guilty. And there was a video clip that was posted by academics, and a lot of people were resharing it. And I thoroughly get where you guys are coming from with this, but I had to kind of push back just a little bit. The rant essentially went like this. Yo, Ksoo never had a chance. His dad basically had been shot. His brother been shot. All of these people have been shot. And so he basically was sliding for his family. He didn't really have a choice. All of these things and everything like that. You always have a choice. Even when you're a victim. Even when the streets are calling you. This is the story that we all have. How can you say that, but then not go deep dive into the other side? Everybody's side has a story where they are the victim. Doesn't matter who. So when you sit back and you think about it, it's like, when did the violence begin? Because right now as we sit, there's no end. Because McCormick didn't murder anybody. He didn't. So when you say go slide on these individuals, did you shoot the people who shot at him? Did you shoot the people who shot at, was Lil Buck the reason why any of these murders happened? No, he just was a stupid little kid a stupid young man who made a diss song and was thinking basically revenge in his mind for what happened to him and his people. Well, technically his people. So I hear y'all, but when y'all speak on it like that, what you're actually doing is you're deflecting from what actually is happening. Because, all right, let's take that mindset and go, yeah, Ksoo was over there sliding for his people and all that stuff and everything. All right. Now, what was supposed to happen before that is you do nothing. You're strongest when you sit back, resilient of everything, and do not a thing. That's what's supposed to happen. You don't do nothing. You let everything work itself out. Look at all the technology, all the evidence, everything that was used to get Ksoo up out of here. Those same things are being used or could have been used for him to get some type of revenge, but via the police. This is the part of the law where everybody loses their damn mind. And it is what it is. But that same go slide mentality is the same mentality that got his ass locked up. And now Lil Buck's family don't have to slide on nobody because everybody that was involved are gone. That's sliding legally. So I hear the BS and all that, and I get the mindset because we've all been there. When you sign up for gang, this is what's understood. So I'm not about to sit up here and go, yeah, man, that sucks. No, nigga, that's what you're supposed to do when you sign up for this gang stuff. When you sit up here and you trying to big dog it and get up out of it. Yeah, I get all that. And I understand that part. But shit, this will come with it. You get elbows every single time. Nigga, you know what you was doing when you got in that car. You knew what you was doing when you said you shot him up. You knew all of this stuff and you still chose to do it. So, nigga, deal with the consequences, homie. Nigga, you a victim of your own actions. Nothing else. Everybody got a story of revenge that they can do. Whole lot of shit. But the problem is when the bullies get their hands spanked, when the victims go and victimize and get spanked, hey, everybody look the same as far as the law go. So nah, I can't subscribe to that shit. Hell nah. Nigga, this would come with it, homie. I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for the dad snitching on him, and I don't feel bad for basically him setting his dad up and putting his dad in that situation. Your daddy should have never been in that situation. That's stupid. You call whoever and whatever to do these things. Not sorry, bruh. End of the day, when you set yourself up like that and you bring others involved, what they say, the more eyes that see everything, the more mouths that move. And that's all that is to it. He gonna be found guilty. We're gonna find another dumbass rapper who do something else, and possibly we might save some cats, because at the end of the day, what y'all don't do is y'all don't adapt with the times. The technology has gotten far more superior than anything you idiots could ever do. There's cameras everywhere. That Ring doorbell, that's the biggest snitch in a whole entire neighborhood these days. You don't need nobody talking. Let's cinema do it for you as they capture it. But y'all let me know your thoughts on this. And if you feeling what we spilling over here, hit the like button. If you don't, say something where you dislike something. It is what it is. But the support is always welcome, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one. The Hernandez Govin video is up, and bruh, I ain't gonna hold you. Some of y'all think whatever you think, but y'all know we've been basically busting out real facts about the story. The Dolph story is going to finish after this. So click right here for everything. The video should already popped up as far as the playlist go. And hey, man, if you can, share this with a friend.